What do you get when you combine a clown show, a corrupt Supreme Court justice, and a no nonsense woman who knows how to say enough is enough? You get a September 26th court date for Donald Trump to face the music for trying to overthrow the U.S. government. For 1 hour and 14 minutes yesterday, Judge Tanya Chutkan held court in order to decide when and how the case against Trump will proceed. It was only an hour and 14 minutes, but the hearing was a precedent shattering victory for Jack Smith and the case against Trump. And it was a damning indication of the scope of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas's corruption. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez has already filed articles of impeachment against Thomas, one for taking bribes and gratuities, and the other for failure to recuse. But yesterday, in Chutkan's courtroom, the evidence came out that Thomas is fundamentally orchestrating the paths for Trump to avoid criminal conviction. Sadly, cameras are still not allowed in that courtroom, but unofficial transcripts still record what was revealed. In a motion to dismiss the case against Trump, defense lawyer John Lauro tried raising the issue that Jack Smith's appointment as special prosecutor is unconstitutional. That's a very popular argument by right-wingers on social media, but this ain't social media. It's Tanya Chutkan's courtroom. Chutkan made clear to Lauro that the appellate court for the D.C. Circuit Court has already ruled several times that the appointment of special prosecutors is constitutional and that she is bound by that ruling. And that is when Lauro spilled the beans about Thomas, saying, "What I'm saying is that the court should consider this issue and that Justice Thomas, in effect, directed us to raise this issue and suggested that we do it immediately in light of his view." Chutkan shot back. "He directed you to do that?" Then Lauro caught himself and backpedaled immediately, saying, "Well, I shouldn't say he absolutely said, do it. But when you read that opinion, it's absolutely clear that that's something that we absolutely have to do now to preserve this issue." And now the cloak comes off and the operation is revealed. Lauro is not saying that Thomas is calling him on the phone, telling him what he wants Lauro to do. He doesn't have to. Instead, Lauro makes clear that Thomas is using his judicial writing to direct Trump defense lawyers. Lauro blunders into revealing that they all understand these decisions to be directions that they are to follow. And then Lauro acts accordingly. This is an egregious act of judicial bias from a justice with a history of corruption and malfeasance. The fact that the revelation came accidentally is even more revealing. Lauro had been badgering Chutkan to throw the case out by repeatedly arguing that Judge Cannon's decision to throw the documents case out in Florida, combined with Justice Thomas's decision, is grounds for dismissal. Chutkan, however, raked Lauro over the coals with it repeatedly. And at the same time, she absolutely burned Eileen Cannon, stating, "You have an opinion filed by another district judge in another circuit, which frankly, this court doesn't find particularly persuasive. So that's your basis?" And it's just after that, when pushed again, that Lauro slips up and reveals the role Thomas is playing here. His statement is grounds for AOC to add another charge to her articles of impeachment. So Cannon was torched and Thomas was exposed, which is nothing new for the serial sexual harasser. Just ask Anita Hill. But that's not the only thing that went on yesterday. Chutkan set a date for September 26 for Jack Smith and his team to be able to come into court and present the evidence they have to charge Donald Trump. They will be in a position to expose the details of all the things Donald Trump did to try and stop Congress from certifying Joe Biden's electoral victory. Smith and his team will be able to show the plans to hang Mike Pence. They will, in short, be able to show everyone what an absolute slimeball and coward Trump is. Never mind an October surprise, this will be a September tsunami that is going to swamp Trump's campaign. They will be on the defense all the way until November. And the big bonus is this: it may even give opportunity to reveal which members of Congress were in on it. No telling what names might come out. Moscow Marge, Ron, let me take another set of electors up the hill Johnson, Josh, see how they run, Hawley. Well, maybe Jim Jordan has time for an investigation into whether Kamala Harris actually worked for Ronald McDonald. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.